What's up?
How's it going?
It's gonna be crazy today. I can't wait,
Oh
man. So,
man. So guys, if you've seen that we've been posting around there's just so much things going on in the world today, but something so disturbing and disgusting is happening where you got leftists, and I'm sure everyone's aware of this, but I just want to bring something to the atmosphere for everyone to know. So, we still ICE agents, Border Patrol, HSI, they're federal agents. I'm gonna say this again. They are federal agents. They are law enforcement. It's a form of police is just in a form of a federal, meaning their jurisdiction is throughout every state. And again, the whole purpose of why ICE was even implemented in 2000, I believe it was 2003. But hey, we have a person today. Now I don't want to spoil alert. I'm gonna let Julio. What you got for us today?
well, we have Gil Massa. He is a inactive U.S. Marine with a 24-year experience as a United States Border Patrol, and he has a channel, the Old Patrol HQ, through our social media, where he gave 90 seconds, like to the point updates of what's going on in the immigration side and the border patrol side, which is very important to know because a lot of people are not educated enough in this subject. And I guess the left it does not get the news on time all the time, but we are about to either break their backs because they are going crazy against the ICE agents. This rhetoric is going out of control. Let you know this. They are lunatics. Man, this is it needs to stop. But anyway, I'm gonna bring Gil Maza to the forefront. He is an expert on all things border patrol related. Gil, how's it
Well,
going?
Don't build me up too much, guys.
So, Robert, you have the first question for him, so we can
so
open this discussion.
so while we're letting everybody come through, real quick, I am curious, Gil. Um, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
What prompted you to join Border Patrol? And that's just one of my questions that I would like to start with. What inspired you, or what drove you, or what caused you to be in the service of that specific law enforcement?
Well, it's not a very, eventful answer. The reality is I grew up in a small town. I escaped that small town by joining the Marine Corps. When I got out, had no purpose, no guidance, no direction, didn't know what I wanted to do or where I was going to go. So law enforcement was always something that I loved based on one of the best experiences as a kid I ever had with law enforcement officers. And that was basically that they brought me Christmas presents when I was 12 years old to my house, when
Oh, wow.
my Christmases before and after that were just miserable. So that was one thing that got me started on law enforcement. But later on, when I finally had to get my head together and figure out, okay, I need a career, I need a retirement. And as I applied for local PDs, sheriffs, marshals, CHP, a buddy said, the Border Patrol's hiring. Now, keep in mind, I grew up in Douglas, Arizona, right next to Agua Prieta, Sonora, which is a border
Wow.
town. I never saw a Border Patrol agent there. When I was 16 years old, I jumped the fence, go party in the clubs in Mexico, come back through the same fence that there was no fence. It was just barbed wire, all tamped down. and I had never seen the Border Patrol before. So I put in my application. They called me back through a series of events. 3 months later, I was at the academy and on to a 25-year career, Robert, that I'll tell you, it's the best job I ever had.
Oh man, I can imagine. And one more question, Julio. I got another one
No, go
following
ahead.
up by that. Okay, so in your journey to this, and as you like you said, you were in the military, in the Marines, which thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
and it takes a lot of courage, and people use that lightly, but honestly it takes a lot for someone to actually, and I get it, when you're young you don't know what you're enlisting yourself too much
Right.
to the point, but then you think, and it makes you into this person where you're now serving for duty, and you realize that, I'm sure, after the boot camp and everything, what you enlisted, and the fact that you took still the thought process that, man, I got nothing going on, let me try this border, I want to do law enforcement. Like you said, you grew up seeing nothing but positive things, and that is something that we need still today in America, which I hope, I know there's cities that do that, but we need to bring that back, because we need to
Yeah.
show that you guys are heroes, you guys are actually out there doing what these movies do, and it's not a movie, it's real life. And first off, I want to appreciate that. But
Thank you.
my second question is, um, in your journey as a border patrol, is there an event that made you more passionate for what you did? Like just one story.
Man, I don't even know where to begin with you on this, but I will say that starting out, the defining moment for me when I first went, and I went to the academy, they teach you everything they can teach you. I had great teachers, but nothing teaches you better than on the ground work. And the first time, Robert, Julio, that I realized that there was individuals out there crossing the border in the middle of the night, in the early morning hours, that they don't care that I have a badge. They don't care that I have a gun. If they get a chance, they will chop me up with a machete
Wow.
and don't think
Wow.
twice about it. When I got that chilling realization out in the field, I came home and I had to do some soul searching, because when you put that badge on, when you put that belt on and that bulletproof vest on and everything else, and you go out into that field, you have to expect that you're going to encounter those people, those type of people. And if America understood just how many of those crossed the border in the middle of the night, and if we weren't there to stop them, nobody would sleep. But saving a human life from a rapist, from a smuggler, from our own raza that is exploiting individuals. You know that the biggest group of people running along the border, raping and beating and robbing and killing, are LA gangs from LA, gangs from surrounding cities, Chicano gangs running across the border doing this damage to the people. And when I got a chance to save people from them, or perhaps I hiked 10, 15 hours into the wilderness and found a group that was lost and hadn't eaten for days, and they looked at me like I was a savior, you know, I realized that I wanted to save the people and punish those SOBs that were doing this to the people from Mexico and everywhere else and all the other countries that were coming in.
See, man, that is just amazing, man. The fact that
Yeah.
you found a turning point where you said, you know what, man, you did some soul searching and you realized, you know what, this is my calling. I got to do this, and you're right. La raza, Julio is Puerto Rican descent, and I got families from Mexico, and
Yeah.
I will say that me following the Republican Party, because I know my history, and
Yeah.
our raza sometimes think like, oh, you're trading us because you want border, you support ICE and you're after our people. I get these hate comments all the
Yeah.
time, which I'm sure you do too. But my next question, and this is my final question on my part, but where I know I said one, and right here goes the third one. I'm sorry.
One more question, me to death.
I know. Okay, that's it. All right. Here goes. What, in your opinion, how do we get this far to where we now won't see the good of having border patrol? I mean, me and Julio kept trying to narrow it down, which it was either under Obama or is it after Obama, once Trump started reamping about the wall, and he's, the Democratic Party seen that, oh my gosh,
Yes.
and so was it after Obama or before Obama? And I don't know if you were still working as a border patrol around the Obama era, and if so, what is your opinion on that? Or how do we get to this point where we're just like,
Well,
vindicating the wrong people? You know what I mean?
Well, Robert, we could do a complicated answer or we could do the simple one, and I'm going to give you the simple one. In fact, I marched at Obama's inauguration, full dress,
Oh, wow.
Border Patrol uniform, froze our asses. Can I speak plainly here, or do I need
Yeah,
to watch my
yeah.
language?
Oh yeah, no, you go for it.
This is a free
We were
speech
freezing
platform.
our asses out there, right? All day, literally from 5 a.m. till 7 o'clock at night, and I marched in that parade with Obama behind the glass, doing what he was doing. But I'm going to make it real simple. During the Clinton administration, over 12 million returned or deported. What did you hear? What did you hear? No
Wow.
protests,
Nothing.
no violence, no judges saying bring them all back, nada. You saw nothing. The only people that were screaming and complaining were the immigration lawyers. Okay.
Wow.
Here comes Obama, 2 terms, 3 million deported. They called him the deporter in chief, which he didn't even get close to Clinton. So now, across 3 Democrat administrations, you have over 15 million returned or deported. What did you hear? Nothing. There's only one difference and one reason why this is happening right now, and it's called Donald Trump. The only reason is because Donald Trump is in office. The first caravans that came in his first administration were ginned up by the Democrats and liberals, with liberal organizations that paid millions of dollars to tell the people all over South America, just come on over, you're fine, to disrupt his presidency. And even then, he took care of business. Now you have the Autopen administration, who completely opened the borders in ways you guys don't even know. Because not only was it the illegals, pouring in at the borders, northern and southern borders, record numbers in the history of America. I call it the greatest and deadliest taxpayer-funded illegal alien invasion and border security breach in the history of our country. They also maxed out the legal side of it. Behind the scenes, they flew in hundreds of thousands of people under legal. So what they did is they took the legal methods and maxed them all out, and then lowered the standards so anybody could qualify. So what was the goal? Whatever you want to decide that is, the reality is they glutted America. And I'm going to use this number, and my buddy JJ may have used this number. There is minimally 50 million illegals present in this country today, and that's not counting the people that have violated their visas or got, or overdrawn their visas or anything like that. 50 million, and a majority of that came through the Autopen shadow puppet Biden administration.
God. Wow.
Hey, Gil, what was the discussion of the room talk on the border patrol side when Biden basically opened the floodgates and forced you guys to capture and release all these illegal immigrants?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question. Now, the truth is, I retired exactly 3 months after Biden came into office. And my plan was to ride into the sunset, joke about Border Patrol, funds, facts, and figures, sell my stuff online, and, enjoy my grandchildren for the rest of my life. But all of a sudden, I start getting all this information coming in from the field. Not Republican, not Democrat, raw from the field. And for the next 5 years, that took over my life, reporting all that stuff out there. So basically, with the time I was in, a new president would come in, they would present their immigration, vision, and then through executive order, manipulate the INA, our Immigration Act, any way they wanted. So they would tweak it here, tweak it there. So even back in the early 1980s, they started backing off from interior enforcement. And the idea was, even up to the time I came in, if they get past you on the border, we're not going to bother with them. Yes, ICE didn't even come until 2003. Okay, Border Patrol's been around since 1924. So ICE
Wow.
came way, way later. They're doing they did the quiet targeting enforcement, right? Even in Minnesota, ICE has been working there all this time. What changed? Donald Trump enforcing the same laws, doing the same exact things, only now I believe they're forming neighborhood militias. I call them militias. What else can you call them? Yeah, they're not armed in Minnesota, but they were armed in Chicago. They did bring firearms to the gunfight in Chicago. So this is a concentrated effort to go into the urban communities and have urban warfare with our immigration officers. So what was the buzz during the Biden administration? Ollie Ollie oxen free. You have 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 to 20,000 people a day sometimes coming in. It's release, just so you can process the next wave. And our Border Patrol was turned into processors, babysitters, nursemaids. That's all they did that time during that time, and all they could do is watch the people go through. And when the Border Patrol should have been, when that kid that was trafficked walked up to a green uniform, that should have been their salvation. That should have been their salvation. But the Biden administration tied their hand. We couldn't do DNA tests. We couldn't ask all the questions. Back in the day, I could break anybody that had a kid with them, and I can tell you in a few seconds whether that was the real parents or not. But we weren't allowed to do that. So it was just Ollie Ollie oxen free all across the board, and the Border Patrol was reduced to simply managing the flow, but that was it.
So the next question for you is here, Gil. Okay, now we probably have over estimated way above 35 million people in the United States illegally.
Yes.
Which number are those? Are like we seen the videos of the Chinese illegal immigrants, like between the age of 18 to 45, battle age males.
Mm-hmm.
No kids, no women, just men. Where are they right now? Because nobody, it seems, to find them.
That's a good question. Now, they're gonna, if you Google this and you go to AI for this, they might say 100 or 300,000 that were allowed in, paroled in by the Biden administration. The one thing we have to remember about that, Julio, is that there isn't one individual that comes from China that isn't controlled by the China Communist Party. Not one. They all answer to that party. Number two, like you said, military aged individuals, where are they all now? Stretched across all America, just like the terrorists, the people on the terrorist watch list that were released willy-nilly without any questions. And it's so funny to me, Julio, that when we were attacking Iran, the leftists were running around going, he's starting a war. We're going to get attacked from within and all these cells. When they spent the 4 years allowing all those individuals to flow in here, they didn't vet them, they didn't check them. And the problem is there's a lot of times we have to have cooperation with those countries to be able to run their checks. And many times, by the time the checks came back and said they had a criminal record, they had already been released hours before. So they had no interest whatsoever. They allowed everybody to come in. So to answer your question, yeah, they're all across America. And what they're here to do could be anything from, espionage to, hacks, computers, all those kind of things. I mean, who knows what and I'll tell you, even if Trump loses the next election, or Trump wins or a Republican wins the next election, the damage that was done by the Biden administration, we still got decades to fix.
Wow.
That's true. Because Donald Trump right now is doing his best. Let's wait until November, because the midterms, they're expecting the Democrat Party to win between 4 to 10 seats. because we
Yes.
have now a massive amount of Republican senators and representatives retiring. Why? I do not know. Were they pay or bribe? No idea. But let's say the Democrats win the midterms. What in your mind is going to happen in basically 2027 and onwards with with Donald Trump's basically being held by impeachment after impeachment, because that's what I see coming up.
Hmm.
More
Yeah.
impeachment. Do you see the same thing, impeachment, or they try to invoke amendment number 25, 25th, just to get him out of the office or hold it?
Well, all of the above. All of the above. They'll do everything they can to, number one, get him out of office. Number two, stall everything he's done to this point. Now, keep in mind that coming into 2026, Donald Trump has done an amazing job. The
Yep.
big, beautiful bill has given DHS CBP the money it needs to accomplish enforcement the way it needs to be done, right? Which means illegal aliens found anywhere in the United States. Not only that, but he passed to law the Lake and Riley Act. So even if AOC or Mamdani become president in 3 years, they have to reverse that through congressional vote.
Yep.
And if you
Correct.
get the power, they might have the power to do it. But the Lake and Riley Act is already responsible for 18,000 arrests and deportations of the worst of the worst. With any, again, keep in mind that any person in this country illegally in the first place, they already qualify for deportation. We don't
Yep.
have to do due process. The only time we do due process is if they commit an additional crime, like anybody that would rape, murder, which they've all done, beat, molest children, all those things. Then they get due process because now it's a federal crime tied to their first crime. Okay. But the rest, everybody that's here illegally, I don't care how many years you're here, you are 100% deportable any place, anytime. And what the lefts don't realize, they're putting out these posts and posters and all these flyers saying immigration enforcement agencies, they're not law enforcement. They're just groups and
Nah.
organized people. No, no. If you can say ICE is fake, you say the Constitution is fake, right?
Yep.
First of all, under INA 287 and 235, the supremacy clause states that no state can override the immigration laws of the federal government. And besides that, the federal government is the only one that has authority to enforce immigration law. And then 8 USC 1357 allows me as a Border Patrol agent to approach anybody, any citizen, any illegal person here, and find out whether or not they are in the country legally. Okay. And so, and not only then, you go another step. They say if you get stopped by Border Patrol and they're trying to put you under arrest, you have a right to change your mind and you have a right to go to drive away. No.
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 The moment
No.
you're approached, and no, you cannot. So the leftist party, the Democratic Party, is just setting up people for disaster. They're either going to get hurt, arrested, or unfortunately, like Miss Good, you're going to end up getting killed, especially when you attempt to use a vehicle, right, to hit a law enforcement officer. And I'm pretty sure that he's going to get exonerated because there was other videos that came out and it shows plainly what happened. But do you think this guy will for the next, I don't know how long, going to be able to live a normal life, send his kids to regular school, not have to live in the shadows or hiding now because they're judge, jury, and executioner?
Well, they're Democrats doing what Democrats always done since Jim Crow laws. Remember when the KKK existed? What did they used to do to their own white people who supported a Hispanic or a black community store? They would dox them. They would go up to their house, vandalize, and make sure, like, hey, look, that's the guy right there, that right there. Everybody go attack them. That's the Democrats' playing card since back then, and no one realized that, by you doing that, you're doing what the very thing that the KKK used to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. One more question, Gil, before we let you go. I know you're really busy.
Yeah, you got
What
like
are
3
your
minutes.
thoughts on these new posts and new videos that are coming out on X and on YouTube of transgender people, crazy people on the left, calling for other people to shoot ICE agents on site? And what is that rhetoric is doing? Because I seen already got like 5 videos I seen this morning about people calling other people on the left, call up to arms and attack ICE agents. What are your thoughts on that?
I got a couple of thoughts. First of all, I find it interesting that the same people that tell us that men who put on a dress are real women are saying that ICE aren't real law enforcement. So I find that to be a little funny,
Yeah.
right?
That's good.
But the thing about it is that man, I mean, there's so much to say on that question. So these people are. How is it? Let me put it this way. How is it that when you and I post something conservative, we get sanctioned, we get, put in Facebook jail, we get shadow banned, but these people can post online all day long to attack, to harass, to protest and shoot, our agents, our law enforcement officers, and they get a free pass. Nobody shuts them down. Right now, all those posts are causing our agents in Minnesota and across the country real major damage, in the sense that they're finding out where they live, where they're staying in hotels. They're running out of hotels in these cities
Yeah.
because little by little, they're all getting doxxed in those hotels and getting found. And then the moment that happens, these people come to the parking lots, even trying to get into their rooms and things like that. So what does that do? What's my opinion? That should be a criminal offense. That's not freedom of speech anymore. That's hateful, inciting rhetoric, that painting our law enforcement as Nazi thugs, all these kind of things. And for what reason, really? No other reason than Donald Trump's in office, because they didn't bat an eye. When Obama was deporting his 3 million, when Clinton deported his 12 million, it was enforcing immigration law. Schumer, Pelosi, Obama, Clinton, Hillary Clinton, all had strong language about these things. But when Trump does it, it's Nazi Germany all over again.
Yeah.
Robert, you got one more question before we go? 'Cause we got
Well, yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that when you log off, look at what we're about to play, because I was wanting to play this, but we're running out of time. But dude, it's so bad. And I hate that you, a retired in law enforcement agent, that you're witnessing, like, I'm not going to call it a downfall, but a big, I guess, road bump or pothole, better yet, in your, the people that you've trained over the years and now are taking the mantle next, and they're being handcuffed by the left. And now that they're free to enforce the law that was passed by Congress, that they're being trampled. And I apologize on the behalf of the American people, but I can't. We got a crazy side of the wing that's calling for violence and a threat, which that makes it illegal. There's no hate speech. We're not saying that. We're not condemning hate speech. We're condemning is the fact that they're inciting and calling for violence and making it into a threat. And the next video that we're going to show, it's going to show that, and it's disgusting. So,
Yep. Well, let me leave you with something so that you bring me back on the show. Okay, I'm going to tease you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tease you with this. So, what if I told you that the biggest obstacle to what Bovino is doing out there is actually the enemy inside all throughout DHS, CBP, ICE, and Border Patrol. Why is it? And you can play my latest, immigration enforcement update if you want to. Why is it
Okay.
that out of 20 sectors in the patrol, only one chief is putting it all on the line to go do the enforcement that America voted for? Why is it just one chief? And what I found out, number one, is that there's still a lot of Mayorkas holdouts throughout entirety of DHS
Wow.
CBP. They will do everything they can
Wow.
to hinder this effort. They don't want Bovino doing what he's doing. Okay. And number
Wow.
two, you have almost nationwide a bunch of chiefs at their sectors with their fat asses in chairs, sitting in their chairs while Bovino is out there on the front line leading his men. And they want to protect their cushy positions. They want to, and by the way, they're afraid to get retaliated against if a Democrat goes back into office in the next 3 years. Okay. And they're protecting their investment because a lot of people within the hierarchy of DHS CBP has a lot of cushy contracts with those NGOs that transported, fed, medicated,
Bam.
and provided security. So that's all I'm going to say for now.
Oh
And we can,
man, dude. There's like 20 questions right there that I came
know.
up with. Oh my
know.
god. Oh
I assured my spot on this show for a while now.
yeah. We'll
Always
always
leave
have
him
you.
hungry. Always leave him hungry.
You have to.
God bless you guys doing the work you're doing, man, because you think it doesn't make a difference, but every one person that hears you, that's a change, that's a voice. So keep doing what you're doing. Do not stop. We need all hands on deck right now.
Yes,
Amen.
sir.
All
Sir,
right.
thank you so much, Gil. I
You
appreciate it.
guys.
Have a good evening. And I see you hopefully in the next couple of days with the more updates on the Border Patrol side. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, look
Thank you.
out for
Thank you.
Old
God bless
Patrol
you.
HQ's 90-second enforcement immigration watch.
All
Yep.
right, we're gonna post his link in the description down below, so you can go ahead and subscribe to his channel, follow him because he will bring the 90-second updates every other day. Thank you so much, Gil. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Gil.
Take
Take
care,
care.
guys.
See you in the next one. Hey,
All right,
man,
man.
Julio. Oh my gosh, dude. So there's still enemy within. I knew it, bro. I know that there's still. Can you imagine? And he's just talking about the Border Patrol. Now imagine everything else that Donald Trump is dealing with. There's still a swamp in there, and everything. All this is being. Again, I knew it. The NGOs are all part of some money moving around where these people are getting corruption. There's more than just those daycare centers that are going around. And two, we just need to get this voter ID active, because having the voter ID when we vote, uh, I would tell you this: we'll always win and the Democrats won't. They would have to re-strategize their whole game, which would give us at least another
Terms.
two terms of presidents. It would make that much of a difference, in my opinion. But
But
again,
man,
how
this is crazy. Like, okay, I will leave the question for the audience. Like, if, like, just imagine now we discover by thanks to Nick Shirley to discover the fraudulent uh events of what's going on in Minnesota with this daycare and this healthcare. Now we are discovering that they were smuggling cash in luggage in
oh
the
yeah.
airport. $1 million every day was like taken out to Somalia to basically fund their country because they have like they steal so much money out of the taxpayers. Now they are in Somalia, probably in the hands of rebels and the hands of terrorists. Who knows? But the question is, what is what is the swamp? What is the actual snake pit on between 2020 2024 where a lot of NGOs were created? Remember we talked to Arce
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
because there were like 250 organizations created out of thin air, and they were doing transport, they were doing medicals, they were doing all kinds of stuff, and they were billing millions of dollars a month. millions in the pandemic because we got hit twice. We got hit with the pandemic and we got hit with the illegal immigration all at once.
Yeah,
Just
I
imagine,
remember.
just imagine how much money do they stole in those 4 years.
Wow,
How much money?
it's crazy.
You know what I
It's
mean?
just a lot of figures.
It will make the Minnesota fraud pale in comparison. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it was so much money to throw out there. Remember, they were doing bus transportation, ground. They were doing air transportation. They were doing housing. They were doing escorting the kids to the same address, like 500 kids right here in Houston. We have Hernando Arce. We have Ryan Mata informing about it. That they delivered 300 kids to the same address. Can you believe that?
yeah,
300 kids. And
that's
where are they? Where are they? Man, these people, this Democrat Party
they
is
don't.
the vile party full of people that hate America. I'm telling you, those people hate America, and yet and they rob us at the same time. That pissed me off, man. I'm telling you, it
Yeah,
pissed me off.
so
They hate
on
us and they
top
rob us.
on top of robbing us, then they got this. Okay, so guys, whether you don't like, you don't you don't agree with what ICE is doing. Let's just say you don't agree with what ICE is doing, but it but you believe in democracy and a republic and a constitution. Okay, so they are enforcing the law. So if you change the law, then they can enforce it. So you
Mhm.
can't get mad and stop them from enforcing it. It's like if they say it's illegal to rape a woman, I mean rape a woman. If you know, we want them to arrest, but these people are stopping the police officers from arresting that. That's how crazy and cynical they are. Now, on top of that, they're calling for people to shoot the law enforcer. And
I know.
Julio, can I play this video
Yeah,
or
go
you?
ahead. Go ahead. I
Okay.
have a collage to the a video of crazy people, so you see, guys, what's going on because this
Yeah,
is very,
so
very
this
disturbing.
this is how crazy it is. I mean, eh, we call it what it is, but check this out. I mean, for real, like you guys tell me if this is crazy or is
Oh,
this
hold on. This is,
oh wait, hold on.
sorry about that. Here we go.
Yeah. Or is this something uh that you want to stand for? You want to die on this, rock Democrats? Really? Cuz this is horrible.
Hey, so look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't really care about the consequences anymore. I don't care. We need to kill these people. There's just an alternative. I don't care if you say, "Oh, I've got the crazy eyes," whatever. Yeah, I do feel crazy because we've had 3 people die in 72 hours, and we've had over almost 30 die since in the last year to a group of quote unquote law enforcement that is basically just buffed up mall cops, right? Who are gun triggering happy Proud Boys. Let's call them what they are. It's the Proud Boys. Why do you think we didn't hear about them? Any of you heard about the Proud Boys all year? Suddenly no more Nazi marches? None of that shit? Right. There we go. They're Nazis. Peyton said it best. They're Nazis. And the only way to stop this shit, let's be honest, is going to be to get violent. We got to get violent, people. And I'm tired of denying it, and I'm tired of y'all being pussies about it. Grow up! We're not going to get through this holding hands. Peaceful protest only works if your enemy has a moral obligation to listen to it. They have none. You guys are sitting there holding up fucking signs and saying, "Oh, I'm mad at you." You're pathetic. Burn something.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, Julio, what is your thoughts? First off, the obvious point that he does look like he would be a school shooter. So FBI, that guy should be investigated. That guy is got all the red flags, more than 6 flags. So they're all there. You know what I mean? All the signs. It's like a target right there. But your thoughts, Julio. What do you think?
All right. All right. Let's say hypothetically, let's say I say the same thing. I said the same thing that he said and I posted online. I guarantee you within and that I direct my anger like he was doing towards somebody in the Democratic Party. Let's say someone. You name a person.
Tim
Let's say
Waltz. Tim Waltz.
Teen Walls, and I say the same thing for Teen Walls. I guarantee you, within 24 hours, I will have the police, the FBI, everybody outside my door, knocking on my door, and possibly being arrested for hate crime, for hate speech. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. But since they are on the left, nothing to see here.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Nothing to see here. You listen to this.
Crickets.
Nothing. Crickets. So, man, I'm telling you, these people are insane. They're losing their minds. And I'll show you a video. I had to go in and let's see if I can now. It will take me a little bit because I had to basically
Yeah. So
play this.
I
Let me
I
let me
just
do a
hope.
video for you.
Okay.
A local
I
video.
I just hope they don't really go through this because this is horrible.
Left. This is how crazy they are. I'm sorry, Robert.
Yeah, go for it.
This is a collage of videos. Just look at this.
Don't ever fucking come at me about forgiving MAGA ever again. I will not forgive. Ever.
Step back.
Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't do it.
No! No! Shame! Shame!
He shot her because she was queer.
Pick them up and chunk them in a minivan, drive them off to an alley somewhere and fucking ventilate their thoughts. And then, strip them naked except for that stupid gator they keep on their...
Get away from me, bro. Get away from me, bro. Get away from me, bro. Get away from me, bro.
I think we should do the same thing that ICE agent did to that woman to like every single ICE agent alive.
When are we gonna start breaking shit? Just wondering, when are we gonna start fucking breaking shit?
Oh my gosh.
I've been thinking lately, and it can be so tough.
Oh my gosh, Julio. These people
Did I
are
ruin your
insane.
evening? I guarantee
Dude.
I ruined everybody's evening. I guarantee you. Nobody can sleep after seeing all the craziness. And bro, this is the mental health issue that we have in the United States of America and probably across the globe. This left ideology is consuming our people. It's consuming their minds. It's consuming their soul. They not even look the same, bro.
I know.
Robert, they not even look the same. You see in before and after, it's like those drug addiction ads that you used to see in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and they say and they say we're in a cult. Like I can point them out. Like when
you
you're
can profile them. You can
yeah, I can profile them. Like, dude,
that's what it is.
yeah, that's a leftist. That's a leftist. That's a leftist. I don't even know why they even wear a mask when they're rioting because
Bro,
it's like
the last one on the video looked like Cantinflas. Look like
yeah, exactly. If y'all don't know who Cantinflas is, let me post it up real quick. But yeah, whatever it was, guy, girl, I don't know what it was.
It is so, and I guarantee you, if she just changed her mentality to a conservative and embrace femininity, yeah,
Yeah,
her
feminist.
female side, yeah,
Yep.
she would be a beautiful woman. But the left is just like make him horrible. It's hard to look at. It looks, look, bro, just the same.
Look at that. Yep, that's the
Just the
chick right
same.
there.
Look, there's a video. Just like, let me know. Like, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that, bro. Look,
And you could tell
look.
that she
Bro.
was at least somewhat pretty.
I know.
And
I know.
Uh,
But it's the ideology, man. It's just consuming their soul, consuming their being. It's like they just stop being themselves, man. They just are consumed, and they just like it's like um, you break that person emotionally so bad, and look like they are possessed because you look at different person.
yep.
You look at a different person, and it's like the change is remarkable. It's crazy how they look.
But okay, but here's the thing, Julio. See, they say we're brainwashed, that we're all the MAGA Republicans are
Mhm.
brainwashed, and we can't think for ourselves. That Donald Trump is our our brain, and it sends brain waves and whatever, right? Okay, but we don't dress the same. We don't look the same. Okay,
Mhm.
so in a cult or in a religious cult that you want to say, they all dress the same, they have the same ideology, they have the same um the dress code, and they all seem to have the same dress code, and they all look the same. And
So
again, I we could
very
we could
similar.
yeah, we could point them out like, hey, that's a leftist. Hey, you're a leftist. And now obviously they'll get offended and they'll be like, how do you know I'm a leftist? I actually voted for, and they lie, but it's like, dude, you're freaking left. I mean, you're deranged. That's how we know, you know?
I mean, blue hair, septum, nose ring, whatever, and crazy look. Because you look at them at their eyes, they're always filled with anger.
Yep. They're,
But yet they are the party of
the tolerant.
the tolerant. They are the party of love. They are the party of we are equally. You know what I mean? We are equals to in their eyes. But yet when
Well,
you
now
different,
they're not for equality no more, Julio. They're for equity. It's so dumb.
and that's the same thing that Mandani said in his inauguration speech. We need to get rid of the rigidity of individualism so we can embrace the warmth of collectivism. F that.
No, 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 no.
F that.
Yeah, F that. Because tell you what, man, it goes back to the
I'm not
basics.
embracing shit.
Back to the basics. Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, right? We need to get back to that, because I'll tell you what, Julio, you know what it is? Have you ever went to the store and you see a mom, she's got her kid, and the kid's going throwing a tantrum, and he's like, I hate you. And then the mom's like, stop, Timmy. I'm gonna count to three, Timmy. And he's like, and she's like, 1, 2, 3, and he's like, and he's like throwing a tantrum. He's on the ground and he's screaming, right? Those are the leftists. I can guarantee that those child, though, if you were a mom and you raise your children like that, that's the future of your child, the leftists. Because I'll tell you what, that's why they're emotional. They don't know how to control basic emotions, dude. That's why they're stuck in a bubble. That's why they have this anxiety attack, and this is now a thing where they're like, "Oh, I'm getting a panic attack. I'm anxiety because you're making me nervous." Right? That's because from young, you're supposed to teach them to go talk to kids their age, make new friends, be like, "Hi, my name is Robert. I like this, and you're gonna get rejected, and this is okay." You need to keep pushing your children to be more sociable, because that's little things that they're going to need when they become adults. But guess what? If you don't teach them that as a young age, they're like a tree. If you don't have a foundation and supports around it so the tree can grow straight, these kids, you let them throw tantrum, let them express their frustration. That's when you're letting the tree grow crooked. And guess what? That's the leftist. They have no control of their emotions. That's why if they get mad, and they call it trigger. They get mad and then they go through this and they start screaming and foaming from the mouth. And then if you make them feel dumb, then they start saying, I got a panic attack. Oh my gosh. And they faint and all that. And that's real. They do faint. But the
You do.
reason why Yeah, but the reason why is because they don't know how to control the emotions. That tantrum that child was doing, they allowed them to do it so long that to avoid the tantrum, okay, Timmy, I'm gonna buy you this cookie, okay? Just don't throw a tantrum. Here, has a cookie. Oh, you didn't win the game, little Timmy? Oh, it's okay. Here's a trophy for participation. And they lost the thing that would teach them how to lose, to grab ambition and push themselves to be better. This is why we need those type of people to join the military, to join the army. Why? Because the army will break you down and build you back up to make you the best that you can be. So
That's true, man. That's
I'm sorry I had
absolutely
a
true.
rant.
No, you're good. I have my rants too, but I was looking at a video the other day on Facebook, and they were asking the Gen Z generation why one third of the generation is dead.
Oh yeah.
You seen that video?
Yeah.
One third of the generation, and they didn't know why one third of the Gen Z is already gone. And when the lady told them, like, do you know why? And they're like, no, I have no idea. Abortions.
Mm.
Abortions already exterminated one third of that generation. Brother, we're talking about millions upon millions of people already exterminated. When people say, oh, the Jews suffer exterminations, no, no. That is a
This
pale
is
comparison on what is going on today of millions of people being unalive before they even are out of the womb.
this
That
is
is
the
horrific numbers.
this
Those
is
are,
the modern the Julio, this is the modern day genocide. That's all I
mhm.
wanted to say.
And the worst part is genocide by their own hands.
That's the worst part, you know? They got
They,
they got
they're
them
complicit
thinking,
to it.
they got them so brainwashed that they're killing their own children.
And then they are wondering why there's not, like, brother, we got schools nowadays, we got schools in the United States of America closing because there are no kids.
Mm.
No kids. Because the numbers are dwindle every years. Less kids, less children. And bro, one third of the Gen Z generation, we're talking about millions upon millions, brother. What what about the other generations? We're gonna see the effects 10 years from now when we look back and be like, oh my God, two-fifth are gone.
I know. And
Oh,
the thing is, Julio,
that's
there's
crazy,
going
bro.
to be people that are, if you're in LA or you're in New York and you're saying, well, what is Julio saying is not true because our schools are packed. We don't even have enough teachers for the students. That's what they're going to say. If you're saying that, listen, hold on real quick. The thing is, they got you guys so twisted up in the brain that they made you think that you have to live there and build your house upwards instead of wide, right? That's why you live in those big cities where it's overpopulated. You got a lot of people living in one city and you think that you embrace that, or two, you feel like, well, I can't live in the suburbs because I don't have enough money. That's, you're brainwashed for thinking that. This is America. If you want to be a millionaire, you can be a millionaire if you decide to put the hard work. If you want to make, it's open capitalism, baby. It's the best place to be as an American. But what Julio's talking about is so true. We're talking about a out of your bubble, out of your big cities where it's overpopulated because they got you living there like honeybees, okay? Because you think you want that. And maybe you do, and that's fine. But the reality is he's right. If you go out towards the suburbs or even in the ghettos and the projects of you know I don't want to say in a big major city, but
Small towns, they're closing
yeah,
schools. They're
small
opening again.
towns, yeah, they're closing down because that town has got kids that grew up as adults and fled to go to those big cities, and then the ones that stay there are now either aborting their own children
Mhm.
or they're homosexuals. And then guess what?
Which
That
is
little
which
town
is
is
another way
dwindling.
of, yeah, it's another way to abort without doing the first portion of, procreation. So
Yep.
by not doing it, it is a twofold. Either you abort, or you have not sex with this, with the heterosexual relationships,
Yep.
and that's like a twofold solution for them to not have kids. So,
So
brother,
we're
it is insane, and the
so we're not
numbers are lying.
yeah, the numbers don't yeah, I know exactly. And
But
the thing
the numbers,
is,
I would say the numbers are lying in the sense of the abortion, but they're not counting the people that became homosexual, they became lesbian, and they don't have kids on their own. When you put that into account, the number is far greater.
and Julio, remember we did an episode about population and
Yeah,
where we were at.
but we almost
Now,
got canceled because we were stating the facts, and we almost got canceled.
yeah, exactly. We almost got canceled. And the thing is, now we're having a hard time to, you know, up recuperate what we had, but it's fine.
Mhm.
We'll get there. Just a little hard work and a little bit of love from you guys. And thank you for everything you guys do. But here's the thing, the reality is, Julio, now I have a question for you. Okay. Because after we talked and all these facts that we're bringing, because they are facts, I don't care what you say. And if you disagree with me, tell me in the comments. But I beg to differ. But, anyways, my question is, knowing what we know about we're losing population,
Mhm.
and that those facts that we gathered about the population at that time, it gave us a general population from the census, which we now know the census was counting illegal immigrants. Now the question is, if we were, which we don't know that figure, but uh Guild told us it was around 50 million. Okay, let's say we remove those 50 million. What
Mm.
is the real percentage of replacement population? Are we past the margin? Remember, what was it, a
Oh,
4
yeah,
point
yeah,
something
yeah.
where
You have to be above 1.6. We have to be above 1.6, because if we fall under 1.6, uh, in birth to death rate, basically it's hard to come back. And we are borderline. We are 1.8 each. Borderline. Japan failed. I think Japan's like 1.4, if I'm
yeah.
not mistaken. Europe is around 1.6. They are borderline, already behind the power curve. So, what I'm saying is, if you take all the immigrants, illegal immigrants out, like overstay visa, the people that came over here illegally without vetting or any paperwork, the one that jumped the line, for the people that actually doing coming in into the country the right way, brother, you are eliminating 1/5 out of the population. If you take, let's say, 50 million people out, like roughly 1/5.
Yeah.
I think, like, hold on, yeah, roughly almost 1/5 out of the population. So, but you're taking a lot of Democratic voting block. You take it out a lot. So it is hard. People need to understand this is a numbers game, and this is like I think this is a real life game of risk. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah.
United States, we got the Democratic Party, we got the Democrat Party fighting for voting blocks, redistricting thing, gerrymandering states, gerrymandering counties, gerrymandering different formats of the country in order to place itself in a winning position. But, brother, we are looking
Hey,
very, very, very bad in the eyes of of the world. But Donald Trump is doing his best. I mean, now he's tackling the credit cards. I was reading that credit
oh
cards,
yeah,
January 20,
good.
he put a cap on it of 10%, which is fabulous because a lot of people are going to benefit and finally pay off those credit cards. And there were a number of the credit cards debt, in average in the United States. They were saying the credit card debt was like $7,000 in average per citizen, and which is bad. It's a lot of money out, and basically it is killing the middle class and drowning people in debt. Because if you pay the basic minimum amount, you will pay off credit cards like out of $10,000. It will take you like 10 to 15 years to pay it off
Yeah, I
if you pay
know.
the bare minimum. So reducing to the 10%, it will increase the chances for the people to come out of the pay the credit card, pay them off, and start saving. And hopefully in a year or two, those cards will be paid off and they be, in the other side of the equation, and they would be better off. So I don't know. Looking forward to tax season, which is
For real.
in a few months. Donald Trump saying we're going to have the greatest tax return that we ever seen. So I'm looking forward to that to see how everything's going to shape up on the financial standpoint. Looking forward for Donald Trump stopping corporations buying up houses in masses. So by doing that, it will increase the numbers of the house, hopefully bringing the house prices down even further. And Jerome Powell has been investigated.
Yeah,
So
I was
it's
excited for that.
it's crazy. A lot of stuff do happening now in the financial side. So Donald Trump is all over the place. I mean, he's tackling geopolitics perfectly. Now he's tackling the inside money side in the United States. And Donald Trump already expecting in 2027 to spend $1.5 trillion on the in defense for the next fiscal year, which is higher than 10 countries together, combining China, Afghanistan, Turkey, all these countries. So it is massive. He's planning to pay raise our troops, invest in technology, and so far I'm all for it because most of it would be paid by oil and basically tariff. So that's I think he will get the funding from tariff and the oil from Venezuela, which is a win-win for us. What are your thoughts?
Yes.
I mean, I throw a lot of stuff out there, but what are your thoughts, Robert?
Man, I'm excited, but I got some news that is pretty disturbing right now. Just
Go
right
ahead.
now, Julio. Read the private chat. Um, Apparently, I guess Facebook didn't like what we were saying, so they logged us out. We're not live on Facebook no more.
No,
Nope,
no.
we're not live on Facebook.
What?
Apparently, I guess we might have touched on some stuff that I guess either rubbed somebody the wrong way or something, or I don't know.
They
But
say this goes against our community standards of dangerous organizations and individuals. Yes, exposing the left.
I know that's all we're doing. That's it. It's so infuriating. Meta, you need to do better because we're just telling you what the threat is to go investigate it. We're not saying this, but
I don't. I just posted back and I did a review. I don't know if you did it for me already,
no,
but
I had not. I had not. But
okay.
I want this to be
No,
live to so the people see this is crazy. There was the most crazy thing that was said was from the left, from their own recording. It was not from us. We are just saying that that is bad. We're saying that that is evil. But
bro, this is
anyways,
this is this is what we're fighting against. That is what we're fighting against. Censorship. Every time we come up live and we do our best to bring the news, to bring the awareness to the people, to show the reality of what people are doing. It's not me saying that I'm about to do X, Y, or Z. It's not me. We're showing video proof of who said it. But yet we get our video taken out.
yeah, I know. They're doxing us now.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not going to stop. That's the thing. This is
I'm
America,
telling you, this
freedom of
is
speech. We're going to go back harder. And I will say this though. Brighter
Okay,
days are coming.
they restore our video.
Hey, that is crazy, right? I mean, um, so
You see, check this out. Let me share the screen so you can see what I see.
yeah, expose them.
And it can be
Oh
so
my gosh.
tough.
I don't want to see that.
I know. Let me remove this.
I was like, oh,
Hmm.
Julio, you're making damage, and maybe that's why they had canceled it.
Yeah, they probably somebody got but her and be like, oh, I don't like that. All right, guys, this is what I see. This is what we're fighting against. And where is the video? Oh, right here. There we go. So our video was down. They review it, and I just put this was a raising awareness. Basically, this is not me saying stuff. We are raising awareness of what is going on, which was the video of the crazy people on the left. Not saying they were crazy. They look crazy. If you look at the video, they act like crazy people. Anyway, nonetheless, so I got my answer back in like in 2
Oh
seconds.
yeah. It's just so crazy, man.
It's a Hi X-Ray podcast. We found that our review team made a mistake taking your video down. Thanks for sharing your time to request. Okay, but the video is already it's not posted anymore.
Nope.
It's not up anymore. So you took my live stream out.
Yet
You know,
they're allowed to post many things. There's a lot of things I see that is way worse than what we're doing.
I know. I seen videos of people committing violence. I seen video of people doing heinous things, but yet our video is taken down. All right, Facebook. So let me see if I can kind of reconnect it back. Hold on, unable to connect. Let me reconnect it back because this is not fair at all. Okay, now it's offline. Let me see if I can connect it back. It's not allowing to.
Well,
Okay,
to
it's
touch,
sending me data. Hold on, see if we up. I think we are up now on Facebook. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm checking
It's
right
sending
now.
me data. Now we're streaming back in Facebook. Oh my God.
okay, good. All right. So
Tell you, man.
So recap real quick. We were just taken down from Facebook Live because apparently we said something. They thought we said something. But again, it wasn't us. It was the content that we're showing that they need to investigate because it's all over the internet. They're inciting violence. That's not what we want. We want you, Meta and X and everybody, to investigate that. Get that off the webpage. If you're not going to help us and expose that, and that's what we're doing. But let's get on the brighter side. Back to what Julio was saying. So much brightness, but I was over here like, oh, Facebook, But that's why I had to tell him. But anyways, so yes, the credit card, man. When Trump did that, amazing. You know how many people got credit cards that are 24, 23%, and it's like,
And that's with good credit.
yeah. And now, if you have that, Donald Trump says on the 20th, they need to drop that to 10%, or they're
That is beautiful.
or else, basically,
That is
And
beautiful.
so you don't want to mess with Daddy Trump, the great white hope. As
Jesse Patterson say,
amazing.
Yeah.
Beta. Hey, we
Hey,
need
he
to have him on the show, man. I know.
He's a perfect gaslighter, man. That motherfucker is like I should
Hey,
put a lighter and put Jesse Patterson holding a lighter because he gaslight people like crazy.
Hey, I will tell you this though. If we ever had Jesse Patterson, did I say his last name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Peterson. Yeah.
Peterson. I think it's Peterson.
Mhm.
Jesse, if you ever see this, Jesse, I'm sure that if he's in the show, and I think I'm pretty alpha myself, but he'll probably somehow, some way find and say, beta. I'm gonna be like, oh, because man, he is amazing, you know.
I know,
But
crazy. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching and gals. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Uh, hit the bell, get all the notifications because we are dropping videos left and right, especially in the evening. We're going live every day at 7:30 Central Time, so you can get all the latest news. We crack jokes from time to time. We bring guests over here. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and subscribe. Don't waste any time. If you feel like you want to contribute to the channel, just become a member. Click the join button just with a
follow
small
us.
fee. I think it's like 99 cents if you want to become a member.
Mhm.
It's super cheap, super affordable. You can drop us a DM if you join the group. But anyway, thank you guys so much, Robert. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hookup today. Thanks to you, we were able to bring Gil Massa here to the studio. It was a last minute. I say he had time for us. I say hell yeah, I take it. So it was great information that he brought in. So hopefully we will have him and JJ Carroll for basically our border experts. You
And
know,
and
that would be
and
great.
Gil, if you're watching this, I got 20 questions. And then every time I hit 20, I'm gonna be like, one more, one more.
I know.
Oh man.
I know it's crazy, but that's how we are. And the time flies, man. We have him for half an hour, and the time just flew by. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. God bless America. God bless our troop, and God bless you. Have a
Yep.
good one. Have a great evening, and I see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.